And an independent investigation is underway in St. Paul following a formal sexual assault complaint filed against the mayor, Kaohly, I think it's Kaohly, according to a letter sent to the city's attorney's office by an attorney representing St. Paul Police Chief Axel Henry. Chief Henry stepped forward as a formal complainant, yes, that's the word, after alleging the mayor engaged in inappropriate conduct and directed sexually suggestive communications towards subordinate municipal employees, including members of the police department. Now listen, I'm all one for gender equality. If the mayor of St. Paul was doing this and he was a man, I would look at him with a little bit, I'd have a little bit of suspicion in my eye. And maybe it's just the girl boss lover in me. I do not want to cancel her when she has not had her day in court yet. Listen, the city of St. Paul has hired an outside law firm to conduct a comprehensive review of the allegations. Reports indicate that the complaint outlines multiple incidents of questionable behavior, highlighting text messages sent to city staff that cross professional boundaries. Chief Henry's legal counsel emphasized that the decision to file the complaint came after learning the alleged conduct extended beyond isolated interactions. A spokesperson for Mayor Her, her last name is Her, H-E-R. I don't love the Asian names. I'm going to be honest with you. If your name is already a word in our English lexicon, we should force you to change it. This is why I'm angry at people named So, S-O. I'm we got to change that shit once you come here. When you're fresh off the boat, I want you changing your name. Mayor Her had a spokesperson come out and stated that the mayor holds deep respect for the city personnel, I'm sure she does, and regrets any unintended impact her actions may have had. So she's admitting that her actions may have had impact, unintended, but impact nonetheless. While declining further comment on any active probe, city officials confirmed there are no formal disciplinary actions or changes in leadership status that have been announced while an independent legal review remains ongoing. Now listen, I want this standard upheld for men. If a man gets accused of anything, I don't want him resigning. I don't want him stopping running for office. Graham Plattner, Jesus Christ, that was one of the biggest self-reports I'd ever seen in my life, was him going, look, guys, this alleged behavior of me, this big fat lady going on TV, she's been sitting on these allegations for 10 years. She's not even my type. Do I look like the raping kind? Don't answer that. That was a bad chapter. And I listen, I do not want her to be thrown asunder. I don't want her to, resign. I don't want her to do any sort of behaviors like that, because listen, she has a chance to prove that there are double standards. She has a chance to prove that if she, as the Democrat that she is, which is fine, she can be whatever party she wants. We need to see that the Democrats are as good as they preach. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I mean. We have to see that they are willing to throw this bitch out. We have to see that, listen, if a man was doing this, they would also be pressured to resign. If a man was doing this, they would also be pressured to leave office early before there's even been a full formal investigation, because that's just kind of how these things work, unfortunately, when multiple people unfortunately go to the police chief and he communicates for, or an attorney representing him communicates for all of these people that you've apparently texted weirdly or something like that, and you've admitted to something. She's already said that her actions may have had unintended consequences, but they were unintended. So I don't know what those actions are. She's clearly not ready to outline them, but clearly she's done something. When I think about it like this, when a man would be in these same exact circumstances where there's quite a few people that are signing this petition, there's quite a few people that are ready to launch an investigation, I feel as though we're far enough, deep enough into this to where this person's reputation has been pretty thoroughly spoiled, and I feel as though it's time for the Democratic Party to nut up or shut up. It's time for them to pressure her with the same pressure they would apply if she happened to have a different pair of genitalia.
Hi everybody, Kevin Dorn in the KSTP newsroom, and we are tracking a bombshell story out of the city of St. Paul right now. The police chief, Axel Henry, is accusing the mayor, Kaohly, of sexual harassment. This is completely out of the blue. We're working to get reaction.
Is it though? Is it though? Is it though? Look at her. Like, tell me that this girl, this woman, really, she looks like a raping kind. Like, she looks like an unassuming, because women, more often than not, they're unassuming when they're rapists. And that's, you know, it's when you're a woman, you actually have a better chance of being a rapist because you're no one could assume you would ever do it. No one would ever, and I'm not saying this woman's raping, but, you know, she's in a position of power. We know she's probably sliced a couple children's arteries. So what I'm trying to say is this woman is cutthroat. Literally speaking, she's probably cut the throat of children, and she is ready to die. She's ready to die for this investigation. She's ready to prove her innocence, and I'm ready to see it. Listen. The reaction has been mixed. A lot of people are debating whether or not it's a great idea for her to stick around. And I'm just going to be honest with you. Allegations include things like Wiener Wednesday. Hold on a second. This is from KSTP. The document, which is addressed to the city attorney, is dated April 1st and states litigation is reasonably foreseeable. A document outlining the complaint obtained by 5 Eyewitness News states that St. Paul Police Chief Axel Henry filed the formal complaint against the mayor alleging alleging the mayor made inappropriate sexual comments towards him and other city employees. Henry has participated in extensive interviews with investigators on at least 2 occasions. Attorney Chris Madel, Madel, who's representing Henry, told 5 Eyewitness News in a statement, Chief Henry was just closed a triple homicide case in under 4 hours. He's got a city to keep safe and has no comment on this. In the letter, Madel calls on the city attorney to take all the steps necessary to perform a full file system extraction of the mayor's phones. The spokesperson from the mayor's office obviously said, put out a statement to protect the confidentiality and the integrity of the process. The city will not comment on an active investigation. The mayor has deep respect for the city employees and regrets any unintended impact her actions may have had. That's a flat out admission. I don't know if anybody else is interpreting it that way. That's exactly what I believe it can be interpreted as. Mark Ross, the president of the St. Paul Police Federation, also sent the following comment. Our obligation is to our membership, and the focus of the Federation will remain on supporting the rank-and-file members who are out in the community risking their lives every day. I am not in a position to elaborate further on this situation, but I do want the community to rest assured that our focus is on serving them with the commitment, class, and integrity that they've come to expect and deserve. Allegations outlined, oh my goodness, I'm having fun with this one already. The letter to the city attorney claims her used one or more mobile phones to communicate inappropriate and indeed unlawful text messages. It includes what appears to be a screenshot of a message saying, Happy Wiener Wednesday. Wish I was having a hot dog emoji with you all on 6 today. A redacted picture is then included with a statement statement message saying, when she wraps you up in her blanket after you gave her a good wienering, with laughing emojis. Jesus. So she's a horny bitch, and she's got a lot of, she feels like one of those Asians who was very oppressed, maybe by her parents, sexually repressed, you know what I mean? And just like, she's been waiting for this position of power where she can be like one of the guys, she can make dick jokes, she can be like, but then also like kind of get off on it a little bit behind the screen. That is just allegedly one of numerous inappropriate incidents involving her. By the way, Wiener Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen, happy Wiener Wednesday. The letter to the city attorney says they go beyond isolated incidents and extend to other city employees and police officers. It adds that Henry came forward as a formal complainant over concerns that without doing so, quote, the behavior will continue unchecked and may expose others to a retaliation for speaking out. Her made history as the first woman and the first Hmong. I always read Hmong as Hong. I know that that's not how it's pronounced. It's just very fun for me. To become mayor of St. Paul less than 7 months ago, recently she's been in the spotlight for St. Paul's budget problems and plans to clear homeless encampments. Oh yes, this is going to be very, very fun. I'm going to put this entire article in the description so that you guys can get the details of it. You can get the formal complaint. You can get all of that juicy good shit. Listen. This is maybe one of the most fun things that a mayor in Minnesota has done in a while. Like, were we the state that had a dog as a mayor? Did Minnesota have a dog as a mayor? Was that us or somebody else? Yes, the township of Cormorant. I've been to that shithole. Minnesota, they've elected dogs as its honorary mayor. The position is a ceremonial role used to raise money at the town's annual summer festival. Okay, that's silly. Oh my God, are you serious? One is named Kaohly, another Great Pyrenees who was elected mayor in August 2024 after winning an online vote. What are we doing? Okay, the most famous, a Great Pyrenees who first won the title in 2014, served 4 straight terms before retiring in 2018. I mean, listen, I love this town for just having fun. Can you imagine your picture? You are the mayor that has served in between those dogs, and you have to have your picture up on the wall in between those two. And it's like, oh yeah, there. Well, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. When the human was in charge, there were potholes everywhere. There was nothing getting fucking done. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. The dogs were doing a better running this city than a lot of the humans we've had in our history. Why do you think we keep doing it?
Out of the blue, we're working to get reaction from all sides on this. The mayor's office, the police chief. We've got a letter outlining all the complaints and allegations. But we're going to have this for you later tonight, so I hope you can join us. Again, sexual harassment allegations against the mayor of St. Paul by the police chief. Hope you join us.
This is just cool. I like this. Like, this is a fun one. I love when like a girl goes out there and is like, fuck the gender stereotypes, fuck your gender norms. This is a boss girl, and I think we need more women like her. We need more women that are going to come out and be the next Harvey Weinstein. I want a female Harvey Weinstein. I want women to be doing casting couches and shit. I want women making men uncomfortable. Like this, this like whatever his name is. He's like a 22-year-old. He lives out in Los Angeles. He's trying to get a career. Right now he's working at a hotel. He's like figuring out all of his shit in his personal life. It's kind of a mess. He doesn't like his parents. Why do you think he moved out there? He's like, and it just like, he's not in a good place. And that's exactly the type that I want these women to prey on. I want these women to prey on men. Prey on men! I want men to be preyed on by these women. I want them to be producers. I want them to be like, you're only getting this role if you come after me, and if you come get some dinner with me, if you come to my house later. Like, I want women flex. We're coming into an era where women are making more money, women are more successful than men, women are going to college more than men, women are getting paid more than men. We are coming into an age where a lot of men, they are going to need to be, in all honesty, you are going to need to sell your body. You are going to need to perform as best as possible. You're going to need to prove you need to be able to fix a toilet. You need to be able to fix things around the house. You need to prove your ability, because just being hot is not going to cut it anymore, because these girls, these boss girls, they can go cheat on you whenever they want. And that's what I like. I like that this is becoming like an inversion of the 1950s, where it's sort of like you're seeing a lot of women. They're sick of paying for their boyfriends' lives. They're sick of, like, I have this fucking loser. He works part-time as a barista, but I'm the breadwinner here. I'm clearly the one that's, like, running the household. These women don't want to, they shouldn't have to deal with these slobs, quite frankly. They shouldn't have to deal with them. They're holding them back. They really are. And then they're like, I have an English degree. What am I doing? And then they dump those fucking losers. And then they go on to be like, they go on to do something. Maybe they're a professor. Maybe they just get a good job here on the side. But I want more women emotionally I want moms doing like sugar baby shit. I want that's what we need in this world for true equality, to prove that feminism wasn't a mistake, to prove that like women can be just as good as men. They have to be just as good at preying on people as men. And I think that's the best way to prove it, because then then men will truly respect you. Once men see that they are just as powerless and they can be made just as powerless as a woman, they will truly understand that there is nothing that separates us, and that we're all energies. We're all like, maybe you have a more masculine spirit, maybe you have a more feminine spirit. You have something in you where it's just, that's kind of who you are, and it determines the way that you're going to live your life and whatnot. And people will realize that like that these boundaries that we put on ourselves are they're like more socially made than we expect them to be. And I am excited for this era of like sugar mommies and like these loser men just trying their best to get their attention. And then I see what's her name, Kaohly. I think it's Kaohly. I'm not gonna learn how to pronounce it correctly. Don't yell at me. You're going to see Kaohly her on a single woman's cruise. It's going to be a lesbian cruise. I'm going to be honest with you, because these people, they always get into bisexuality because every like overly indulgent person does. Like it's true. It's honestly true. Every overly indulgent person eventually gets into the idea of like a depravity. I mean, you know what I mean? They're like, yeah, we all grab the olive oil, and then me and 5 other adults are going to jump into this room because we all have money. Why not? Like, you know what I mean? Nothing matters anymore. If we all get STDs, where we can all afford the treatment, we can all afford the money milkshake, we can all afford AIDS. Like, honestly, what's the point? That is why a lot of the rich people things revolve around sex. It's kind of the thing that drives a lot of the behavior in that world. Whatever. I'm excited for the era where it's a lot of men fighting for the attention of women with decent jobs. That is what the future will be, ladies and gentlemen. That, or it will be everybody just high all the time, regrettably.